Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogollon Monster here, along with the lovely Stevie B.
Hello.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. It's great to see everybody. Christy, how are you? Gate Smasher, how's it going? Northwoods, what's going on? Hey, Harold. Prayers going out to Harold and Christy. There's some wildfires going on near them, and if the wind changes, the shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, you'll be safe.
Prayers, yeah. Get out of the way when you have to. Scott B, how are you? Yeah, I've never really. I've seen wildfires out in Arizona, but never had to contend with them. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't see where I'd ever want to.
No.
Not at all.
Sandra Piper, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to. When I was a kid, we'd get fires in the woods. I guess you could consider them forest fires, but it usually didn't like it. Usually just burnt the ground cover, because there were all these pine trees and they didn't go up in flames. It was normally they just.
I think all I've ever known is controlled burns.
These were lit by
never
dumbass kids.
Wildfires. Thank God.
But yeah, be safe out there.
And definitely prayers, for sure.
Sharon Guy, how are you?
I'm still waiting on my chat. Sorry, y'all. Chat comes up, first person I see. Grasshopper. How you doing, Grass?
Started early with these. There we go. Hey, Grass. Now I see you.
Got B.
Hey, Gary. Shoulder just popped.
Starting to sound like me now. Every time I move, my knee pops.
Sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies when she walks by.
I do. And you hear me cussing shortly after.
Oh, snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Who else just went live?
Hey, Colton.
What's up, Colton?
Miss Sandra. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling well.
Rob just went live.
Rob always goes live.
Yeah, I know. It's always like, sorry, we share the same spot.
I know.
And you got to change. Well, actually, I'm the one who changed, but I don't know when he started his spot.
No, but you've been on Tuesday and Thursday forever.
This is true. I just changed my
time.
They still overlap.
And only by an hour. Yeah.
Just now that I think about it, yeah.
You haven't wavered from days, for sure.
No, it wasn't days. You're right. I thought of it as time slots, but it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Nope.
There's plenty of room for everybody.
For sure.
So yeah, guys. Pink again. Yes. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It is.
So that's kind of our nod to you guys. Pay attention. Guys, don't ignore it, because
Men can.
Even though it's less than 1% of all diagnosed breast cancer is men,
Still
less than that's like 1 in every 729 men can get breast cancer or get breast cancer. And in reality, that's those aren't good numbers.
No.
Connor, no, I don't, dude. So yeah, get checked out.
Pay attention to yourself.
And we want you around as long as possible. So that's the reason for the pink. Getting out now. So what was the question about the video games, dude?
Gate Smasher. Good to see you.
Not touching that one. Or that one. Sorry. Sort of went with what you were saying. Sorry.
Bigfoot King. How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Great to see you, man. Throw me a link. Here you go. Hold on. Here's the bitch.
LIB, what it do?
There's this.
What's up,
There's
Mike?
the link. What's up, Mike? So yeah, you guys see the link in chat. Obviously, the Bigfoot King wants to come hang out for a little bit. The link will be in chat throughout the show. Anybody can click on, come on, hang out.
Anybody at any
Anybody.
time.
You just got to be in chat to do it.
At any time.
And then we got Jim, who just pops up anytime. What's up, Jim?
I just had to beat Bigfoot King up here. That's all.
Oh, what? Do you have a race?
No, he didn't know anything about it. I just wanted to see if I could get up here before he did. I'm not going to interrupt him. I'm sure he's got good news, so I'm not going to interrupt him.
What's up?
Just have a quick hello to chat. Hello, Bigfoot King.
Hey guys, it's nice to see you again.
Good to see
You
you.
as well. How's everything going with you?
Not too bad, but I should be asking how is everything going with you guys, because I haven't talked to you guys for a while with the storms, and you got a change of life that's going to be happening here in 7 days. So I'm very excited for you guys.
Well, meaning,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's
a little nerving.
It's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have enough water and have enough ammo. That's all you have to worry about. I like the headband, boss.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, we got a little bit of both.
What's that?
So you guys did okay there with the storms and everything, yeah, or what?
Yeah, we sustained very little damage.
Some roof damage.
We lost power for a while and cable for a little while longer, but all in all, we did fine.
Some of our neighbors
had a generator, so we didn't.
I think just from I happened to see you there one day. There, you were out on the outside of your property, having a look there after the storm, and you reminded me of saying my dad used to say to me, and you looked like you were dragged your ass through a knothole, and you looked pretty tired there.
Well, it was a
nerving night.
Yeah, it had us up at 3:00 in the morning when it got really bad, and it went on for a few hours.
Probably about 80-mile-an-hour winds for about 3 hours straight.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
That's probably slightly higher.
That's why, like, some of our neighborhood, like, they just finished clearing out. We had this big live oak that went down.
Live oak
had to be 100
easily,
and it took out 2 trailers. Nobody was in them, thank God. Nobody got hurt,
but they were completely smashed.
Yeah, so they just
finished
clearing them out today.
There was no going in and seeing what you could recover. There was just
is that right?
Demolished.
Yeah,
completely demolished. And some of our neighbors, the roofs peeled back.
A lot of carports just ripped off. A lot of because everything's aluminum, so just gets
from what I've seen there on your channel there, like I watch sometimes your shorts and stuff like that in your videos. It shows like it almost looks like you're, I'd say 6 to 8 feet from a concrete wall that's on the water. Like, how is that?
The the chain of lakes that we're on doesn't really flood. It used to years ago, but they back in the 60s they put in a
lock system.
a lock system that
And
controls
some
the
dams.
flow of the water and the depth and stuff.
No.
It's up. The waters right now are up maybe 6 inches.
About a half foot.
Did you
Let me
see?
interrupt you for a second. I'm sorry. I just read Richie's going to New York City, Freeport, Long Island right now. Dawn's mom's in the hospital.
Oh, prayers, Richie.
Y'all be safe and
That's not
prayers
good.
to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
to interrupt.
definitely in our prayers.
No, I was just going to say there that I see that my conversation sort of tied in with Joe Rogan and Donald Trump there the other night, which was I thought was kind of fascinating. Actually, they got onto that water subject, and if you remember, a couple months ago, there I was talking about that dam process there from Canada down to the States, and I didn't realize that you guys were having such a problem down there as far as getting fresh water to that section of the United States, not technically where you are, but it fascinated me that it's it was a raw deal that the US got from Canada, and it wasn't a good deal for us either, to be honest with you. But it seems like it's hurt you guys quite a bit there in California.
Yeah, a lot of the water that's I don't know where it cuts over, like in California, where like Colorado starts feeding that Colorado River, because they divert so much of that water to California. It's more
Well, what really
south, like
surprised me, Muggs, is how much is diverted just out to the ocean, and they're not utilizing it, and that's sort of. I mean, I don't want to get political, obviously, but that's sort of what's been going on here this last little while. They're using it as a little bit of a football, and I was just surprised at the amount of lakes that have been drained in California and Northern California, obviously, and how much they're hurting and how many gallons are just being pumped out into the ocean
I
that
didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that they
didn't
could
either.
actually use. Stevie, you're going upright today. You're not doing the horizontal filming.
Oh, I'm on my phone. Usually going to pass the bell.
Oh yeah, vertical. Yeah.
I have to get my other laptop repaired.
There we go.
There you go. That's better. That's better.
Your
Well,
auto
you're sort of
rotate
up
not
and down
on?
there.
Why is it not?
No, it's sideways here.
It's showing the right way for me.
No,
That's
buddy.
weird.
I guess I can't.
No, you're. I don't have very good eyes. Obviously, I see Sasquatch everywhere. So, but I just got out of surgery the other day. It's been, I think, 3 days now. I don't know if I can show you.
What did you do, man?
22 stitches, and they dug out a piece of carpet out of my hand. I guess that piece of carpet's been in my hand for, I don't know, 20 years.
Not actual carpet.
So I don't know what that's all about, but at least they got it out, and it was definitely a hole there, about the size of a quarter, and about an eighth of an inch thick.
It's amazing.
So I've been sort of
How
down
you
and out
feeling?
doing that. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm actually our last conversations there about closing up. I'm about 2 days away from finished closing out the businesses. So that's awesome. I've got storage facilities rented and train cars rented, and all of that stuff is being stored in, which is really nice, and that gets me out of there. And I got the motor coach stored, and it's winterized, and so I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game here a little bit.
He's been busy.
Right?
But it's just nice to get away from the bills, to be honest with you. Dropping some of this rental properties is, I don't have a job anymore. right? So I mean, you got to trim where you can, and
Sure.
I'm looking forward to the next trip, and it should be a really nice trip. I haven't posted anything or nothing on the channel or anything. I just been I don't
Doing
know,
what you gotta do.
lazy. I've just been lazy doing life type
Hey.
of thing. But you guys are very exciting down there in the States, and it's just nice to see that you guys are going to get a breath of fresh air and a little bit of help. I think you need it morally and or mentally, definitely not so much morally, but mentally, you guys need a boost. And I think you got one coming here in a few days. So
Let's
it makes
hope.
me happy.
Let's hope. Let's pray.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Stevie. Absolutely, 100%. Because the same thing's happening up here anyway. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not too far behind if you really look over the stats. You know, whatever happens down there in the States, it usually takes about 3 years to bleed up to Canada. And that's sort of where we are right now. So I'm all forward for you guys. I hope
Oh,
things go good for you, because if things go good for you, guess what? We're the neighbors. So I know you're going to toss some stuff over the fence for us.
yeah, because y'all got some stuff going on up there. For sure.
You think you guys got it bad down there? So let me tell you something.
Right here. I hear
It's crazy
some.
stuff.
Has Trudeau come back into the country yet?
Who knows? He's always on holidays. It's kind of hard to say whether he's back in town or not, or if he's wearing a dress today or not. I have no idea.
Jeez.
I heard he was out of town due to the slush fund investigation.
Yeah, well, he's got a hideaway there, and I think he's putting up his boyfriend there in New York. So I would imagine he'd be spending a little bit of time out there. So I mean, if I had a boyfriend, no,
Going there.
no, I'm sort of from there, so I can
Oh
sort
yeah,
of
no,
say.
you can talk all you
Like, I
want.
mean, yeah, like he's definitely doesn't help us in any way as far as normality. But it's really funny. My ex-wife, not the one that passed, but a different ex-wife there. I was looking at. I just happened to see her on Facebook there a while back, and I looked, and here she is. One of her Facebook photos is her hugging Trudeau, and I thought to myself at the time, "Bullet well dodged." Bullet well.
Hey, if you ever want to find out what happened to your arm and how it got that way, run for some political office. They'll figure out what happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you have if you have something that you're curious about your past that you don't remember or you can't figure out, just run for office. It'll come up.
There's I think
funny
that's
how that
maybe
works.
why I wouldn't get into politics, because there's not skeletons, there's full bodies in the closet.
It's the man.
Fresh,
I
It's
can't
still curing.
fresh
I
body.
can't even begin to say how many that there are, and I would imagine there's a lot that I've probably forgotten and maybe not even paid attention to be honest with you.
I just want to say hi to some people. Stats, how are you? Good to see you. Audio, what's up? Aaron Johnson. Who else? It's somebody else here. Robert Dendubin, what's happening? Good to see everybody.
Right?
I think that's about
It's
it.
Well,
just nice
Bigfoot
not to
King,
have the Band-Aid on and stuff, you guys. Like, it's nice not to have the Band-Aid on. It's not stigmata. I'm just telling you right now.
Pretty gnarly.
Bigfoot King. I wish you were here last Thursday. You could have been a participant in the minor event that took place. We were
Oh, you guys had a minor event? What was that about?
Moggs and I was talking about the meteor shower, and I went outside to see if I could see a meteor, and I saw something dancing around in the sky.
What?
So yeah, it wasn't big. I got a short video, but I wanted to give, since everybody was kind of there when it happened, I wanted to give everybody an update and ask for everyone's input. Bas- Basically, what did I not do that I should have done? You know, if there's anything. But
You know what?
it,
Like
there was
many years of seeing stuff that other people don't see. That's me.
a
So as long as you've seen it, and as long as
it
your
looked.
conviction is strong, like that's the main thing, right? I mean, this we need video and we need all of this. Like I mean, I'm past that now. It's
Yeah.
over. I want more than that now. It's not even. I could care less if I go with the camera now. It's just
Well, since I couldn't reach out and touch it, I wanted video in order to analyze to try to figure out what it was. So, but it was making small circles in the sky, and then it would go in a straight line for a short distance. And I didn't get video of it going in a straight line, but I got a little bit of video. I think that caught it moving some, and
While he was filming, he propped himself up against the wall,
right,
so the phone wasn't
right,
shaking.
that's probably a smart thing.
Yeah,
Stabilization, right? Yeah,
yeah.
really smart
yeah,
thing there.
and I left the original audio in so everybody can hear when I'm actually walking. The image, the whatever it was, went totally off screen when I was walking because I couldn't keep the camera steady while I was moving. But
It,
I
it's
I did
actually
that, and I made sure of which direction I saw it, how far above the horizon. And something I've done since Thursday is I thought I slowed down the complete video so that I could see it a little better. And it did have three main colors: reddish, uh, white, and bluish. I don't know what tint of red or tint of blue to call it, but
can you
and
do any video changing on the spectrum of light that you're looking at? Can you go black and white? Can you go green? Can you fade this and fade that? Because sometimes it gives you a better detail by changing out the color, right?
I've only got what's on my phone. I would have to use whatever filters was in it. The good
Yeah.
news is it's only on my phone, so nobody can say that I doctored it or anything like that.
Well,
After the
the
show
bad news
mods,
is that
What?
they didn't ask you to come aboard.
Yeah.
yeah, and after I got off with Moggs, I thought about it, and it was a duh moment. I walked out on the back porch, and I didn't have my laser pointer. So
Right.
after I stopped talking to Moggs and Stevie, I got the laser pointer and went back out there. And just about the time I got back out and had pointed the laser up there for just a few seconds, a plane was coming in the direction. And when I saw the plane, then all movement stopped. And I didn't see it move anymore Thursday night after that. And the plane didn't go exactly between me and it, but it was close.
I think you should consider yourself honored that you actually seen it, boss.
Yeah. If it was
Because
doing any movement
you
other
gotta
than
be
going
at
in
the right
circles,
place at the right time, and it's like I mean, for the amount of research that I've done over the years, you guys, it's like you can go out 80 times and have such small recognition or something small happens, and everybody, like I just get a kick out of all of these shows there that I see. It's like they're out there every couple of days there and they're seeing something, hearing something, something's thrown at them, something's squawking at them, and it just doesn't work like that. And it's unfortunate that the paranormal, because at this point Bigfoot, it falls into that category, and it's not it's not just Bigfoot, it's a paranormal activity. And I watched a really good in-depth documentary on smell and how the DOJ and the FBI screen you for narcotics and demolitions. And it's I just find it very fascinating. And they did a little shot there with canine and on how they smell and how the nose actually works. And I think we've got lots to learn, as far as the Bigfoot thing goes, on how they're smelling, how their nose actually works. The nasal cavities are, I mean, they're obviously going to surpass anything that we have, or how we're smelling. But if you think an ordinary canine is 5 times our scent, or 5 times our sensory perception, if you're breathing through two 12-gauge shotgun barrel holes, and you're breathing in the same way, how far can you actually smell something that's actually coming up? And it's just some personal research that I'm doing right now on the way that FBI is training and DOJ is training with the smell for demolition and narcotics. And it's fascinating technology, you guys. Fascinating technology.
Mhm.
Well, TSA uses a technology too that detects like uh, bomb making materials. Like Stevie had got
Residue.
residue. Stevie had gone through.
I went through TSA recently and got stopped and searched everything because there was a trace of explosives on my shoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
And
see what I'm
I,
saying? Like we're talking such a minute sample that they're actually taking, Stevie. So that for them to pick it up on your shoes is, I mean, it's commendable because it's safety for our country, and they do a great job at what they're doing, and the technology is fantastic. I love it.
turns out that what they found the similarity to of anything I was carrying is talcum powder. My phone just died.
Wow.
It's plugged in.
So you are not planting explosives on mugs.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
no, it was from the talcum powder that
Shower to shower.
shower to shower that she would put on her legs before putting on her prosthetic.
And I had
Well,
it
I
in
was going to say that TSA, I believe that they use what's called a laser shield. So when you walk through, it's the currents of the powders that are coming off your shoes.
They
This
took
is
a
the
swab,
detection.
actually. They took a swab. They actually took several, and they swabbed everything
Wow.
that was in my bags. You know, both of my shoes, top and bottom. I was getting traces everywhere.
That's crazy.
Well,
Hey?
I used the powder, but like he was saying, as a protectant for before I put my legs on. That it's just that barrier between the skin and silicone. So when I'm putting on the powder, my shoes are there, my feet are there.
Everywhere.
It kind of does. It kind of does, but yeah.
But no hassle. They treated you properly, and
Oh no, they were great. They, generally going through TSA in Baltimore and Florida. I can't speak for anywhere else, but you can't bring bottled water with you. You can't have any liquids over 3 ounces. They basically let me have my drinks, and they took it at first, and then he handed it back to me. But they not before they ran the powder back through the scanner again.
So TSA, if you're listening, TSA, Stevie wants a free flight just anywhere. It doesn't matter. Just give her something
my
free.
thing was do what you got to do, but whatever you do, please don't make me miss my flight.
Yeah.
I have the worst luck in airports and flying and just getting on a plane than anybody that you've ever met in your life.
I was also going to ask you, Stevie, how are your parents doing? Is everything okay? Have they settled in, or what's happening there? If you don't mind saying, I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for asking. They're still healing. My dad just turned 89 last Tuesday, and My stepmom turned 84 2 weeks before that, and for their age, they're doing okay. My
So
stepmom was sick for
89,
a while.
89. Did we do a barbecue? Did we do a piece of cake, or what did we do there?
I did cake, and brought him a couple little gifts, and
Ah, you're such a softie. You come off as such a hard ass, but I think you're a softie, just like Mugs. Just the
no,
same thing.
they're in a hospitalized rehab facility. My dad needs to gain some weight, and they have health issues. So for now, they're healing. So I couldn't take them anywhere as much as I love to.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
take them out of there, it's like checking them out of the hospital. So
And then you're on massive high alert because you're taking them out. Yeah, I've been in that situation.
well, they had been in the same facility but separate rooms. So for my dad's birthday, they basically put them in the same room. They got their own room. Own
So he
room, own
got
bathroom.
he was happy on his birthday.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He was thrilled. Yeah.
And I see Moggs there. I see the diet must be agreeing with you. You're looking well, boss. You're looking well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. How much LBs do you know yet, or what?
Kind of leveled off. I kind of backed off for a while. We're going to start up in a couple days. Stevie's going to do it with me this time
I'm doing it this time.
and get back and get on track. And
Stevie, it doesn't look like you need to drop any weight. Are you sure? Or what?
It's not about I do. You can't see me all the way, but you can't see me at all right now. But no, I stand to lose a couple of pounds, but it's more for the way I feel. I don't like the way I feel right now.
That's what it came to me as well. Like it came to the way I feel. It's not so much. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm not 16 anymore, but
No,
at this point, it's just how I feel. Are you feeling better, Mog, since you dropped, or yeah?
absolutely.
So I, about 10 years ago, I was 130 pounds heavier, and
Holy shit!
yeah, it took 2.5 years to basically lose that amount, and I fluctuated 10 pounds here or there, but no more. And when I started, what made me start was the way I felt. I felt bad. I knew I was overweight. I knew I was too big, but I didn't like the way I felt, and that's what got me started on that. And I feel that way about myself right now.
So if you don't mind me asking, Stevie, what was the weight gain from? Was it depression? Was it what was it from, or just life?
It was after having 4 children and having an injury that kept me grounded for a few years, and probably some depression, and it was life in general. I mean, I went from being in the best shape of my life in the Army to giving birth 4 times, well, 3 times after I joined the Army, but just life. I got out of shape.
I didn't know that you had 4 kids, Stevie. That's neat to know.
I do. I have 4 daughters, actually.
Wow.
They're grown.
4 daughters. What are their first names, Stevie?
Brittany, Alexi, Alyssa, and Cecilia.
Wow. Good choice. Good choices, boss.
We just went to see her daughter Cecilia this Friday.
This past Friday.
She performed. She's a musician, singer,
songwriter.
She just did a little showcase on Friday that we went to check out. It was cool. Really good job. Enjoyed it.
How far was your chest pumped out, Stevie?
I am definitely proud.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's neat when they do cool things that we thought about doing or we never had a chance to do, right?
She's so disciplined. She's focused on what she wants, and she writes music. Matter of fact, her sister and friends and boyfriend, and she had everybody, all her people there, and there was an open bar. They had beer and wine and stuff, and she wouldn't drink. She said she had to be in the studio the next day to finish her second single. I guess this time it's a full album, First one was a single. So
So it sounds like she's taking it very serious, which is awesome.
yeah,
She is.
I-
And it's great to see.
I'm proud. I'm really proud.
No doubt. That's something to be proud about. I mean, you can be like Moggs there and look like Willie Nelson, but I mean, you're not going to be able to sing like Willie Nelson.
No, I probably couldn't.
You know,
sing.
it's funny. It's funny, Moggs, because the very first time I seen you, I thought, okay, Willie Nelson and Spicoli had a baby. That's what I'm thinking. And I mean that with niceness, not a mean thing at all.
All I
Because
need-
it's going to
Tasty
tell your
wing.
age if you think about who
I'm on the road
Spicoli is. All you're missing is the zinc on your nose bus.
right?
Oh wow! And yes, Christy said it. Mokes can sing. He sings very well, actually.
I
Yeah.
would imagine he's probably closed down the singing joint a couple of times over his lifetime.
Yeah, I like when we go to karaoke or he's around people and he starts belting out a note and everybody gets quiet.
Maybe he was going to karaoke up here.
they get quiet.
Miss Taken, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I can't help but laugh.
Hey,
No worries.
I'm not used to panel.
Where are you from?
I'm from your chat.
Mistaken to me is a new name, so I'm like,
Yeah, I don't like to use my real name. But, I was over there where we were fishing at.
oh, okay,
Yeah, it's me.
yeah, it's stats.
hey, Stats. How you doing?
Hi, I wanted to come and say I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you. I am. I'm still real tired, and that's part of the reason. I don't know if you're listening. I'm about to start this keto kind of keto diet.
Oh, yeah, all meat, right?
Yeah, meat, vegetables,
Yeah, no sugar, no carbs.
none.
Audio, I
Sugar's
don't
a tough
speak
one to give
backstage.
up.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for me because I'm not like a salty snacker. I don't like chips too much. I'm like total. I have a sweet tooth like you wouldn't believe. So it's not gonna be easy. But I've had the last few weeks to put my mindset to it and think on it constantly of what I'm gonna substitute, what I'm used to eating and drinking. So yeah,
My friend used to do it. She would come to lunch and she would just buy one roastier chicken and eat the whole thing.
Hey,
She'd go into like Publix and buy a whole roastier chicken and eat the whole thing at lunch, and that would be all she'd have for lunch. But
Yeah.
she'd eat, it was good size.
Good, you're
I could. There's some bacon in there, and I'd be in heaven.
Yeah, I know that's the best diet for bacon.
Yep. And
Bacon lunch, bacon dinner.
I said this afternoon, I said about eggs, boiled eggs. I'll be boiling some eggs. I'm a breakfast person, but my breakfast usually is some kind of bread, toast, raisin bread,
Not anymore.
So there's modifications that are definitely needed. I can go with some eggs, and I'm thinking the air fryer with some bacon strips,
See, I stop at McDonald's every morning, like literally every morning. As a matter of fact, the girls, when I go through McDonald's here, they say Sir Shane is when they say it over the speaker. Is that everything that you want today, Sir Shane? And I ask for a sausage McMuffin, double toasted, small black coffee. That's what I have every morning. And I said to my doctor, I said, does that mean I got to give up this sausage McMuffin? And he says, no, you can do that. It's all good. So I'm a happy camper. I get my sausage McMuffin, and it has to be double toasted. Otherwise, it's not correct. And a small black coffee.
And my dad used to do every morning, he would do a sausage, egg, and cheese, but he would make it English muffin, sausage patty, fried egg, and cheese. He would make
Sounds
one.
like he's got good patience, because I wouldn't have the patience to do that in the morning.
Yeah, no.
My grandpa used to make a fried bologna sandwich for breakfast.
Oh, that's
Oh my gosh. Hey, now there's an old sandwich that everybody's forgot about.
Right? And lived to 90, 96.
Wow. That's
What's
how
up,
old
audio?
when he passed away, 96.
96, you've seen it all at 96.
You
You ain't
know?
wet behind the ears at 96.
No.
Yep.
Crusty, but not wet. Wow.
So stats, were you out there fishing or?
That's just bounced.
Oh,
Any suggestions about what has to be done on Thursday? Oh, that was Jim. All right, Stevie's back.
kind of.
There you are.
It didn't go anywhere, actually.
Well,
I know.
back on camera.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys had, recovery after the storms, and it wasn't too bad, and Stevie's family is doing good, because I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I just been doing my own thing there.
I
Just trying to get out of
Get yourself together. I get it.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. And it's actually working. So I'm a happy camper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I need to recoup on the hand, and
See,
then
I
I can.
hear you talk about it, Shane, and I think of it's retirement, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's been a long time coming, Stevie. Don't let this oil of all day fool you. It's been a long time coming.
I don't think there's any danger of that. I know.
It's not just for men.
No, that's good, man. Enjoy your retirement. Have fun with it.
I can't wait till I get there. For sure.
I think
I'm excited for anybody that does.
it's funny that you say that, Stevie, because I just think when you get to a certain age, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm pretty old, but you get to an age to where, like, how many friggin' toys do you need? How much do I need? Like, really, how much do I need? And there's the whole question. Really, it's just it's over. Once you got a few toys or no toys, it really doesn't matter. But I mean, it's just like, how much do you actually really need? Why do I have, we always have to think about is that we've only got one ride. Everybody's got one ride. And how do you want to do that? Do you want to get on the wheel with another vehicle? Do you want to go into debt for another house? Do you want to, it's just, it's senseless to me. It's absolutely senseless to me. I've come to the grips now where it's like, I'm doing me. I've done this for, a few wives, a few families,
Sure.
my family, and myself. I've always thought, maybe not keeping up to the Joneses, but you always look over the fence and see what the boat is, see what the car is, see what the house is. And it's just, I'm just so over that for the last 10 years. It's just not even, it's not worth it anymore. We all got one ride, and it's how you want to play that ride. And my ride is going to be calm from now on. Calm.
That's the way it should be.
And I was
A
going
lot
to
less,
add to that.
hey,
The ride goes fast.
Yeah.
a lot less zeros in the bank now, but it's going to be calm.
I think.
And my dog just got
mine-
sick.
Sanity is a little more important sometimes than money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It is 100% true. 100% true.
Just
No more treats for him tonight. He's done.
wooden metal
Everything-
garage. That's going.
I was invited out to an island, in June. So I'm going to try that too. I'm going to go out there, and it's some native island out there, and they want to bring me out there and check it out. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be sort of like a little teaser for my big trip. So
That's cool.
When are you doing the big trip?
What'd you say?
yeah,
February?
you ask me that every time, Muggs, and I always say, I always say that I want to go in the winter, but everybody thinks I'm absolutely a nut bar for doing it in the winter, and I agree. It's not the best time, but the research that I'm doing from the corridor that I work on and have worked on for years, by the way, but the corridor that I'm working on right now, there's some kind of data that's showing me that my dates for my hunting experiences, I'm off a couple of months, and I think I have to change my month that I'm going out, or the months that I'm going out. I think I have to be later on, closer to fall. I think I'm pulling the trigger a little too early, and the data is actually showing that I'm a month or so early. So, I mean, that's all about being eager, and it's all about scheduling and stuff like that. And I'm hoping to change all of that with a little bit of freedom that I'm starting to receive now. So we'll see if I can adjust that.
Months have shifted. Seasons have shifted. Months have shifted. That's what it feels like.
One more tonight, you're done eating. Buddy.
They got the computer.
Okay. One more treat.
So hopefully I can change a couple of dates and move it around. And you say, well, when is that trip going to be? And if I can do something, what I'm hoping to do, I'm thinking September.
Oh, okay.
So it's been pushed, and it's just I think, like I was saying, the data that's coming in, with the people that are controlling my data, I guess at this point, it's showing that I'm having more success in late fall. So, which I didn't realize, and this has been going on for quite a few years, probably about 7-8 years now, that the data is actually showing that I'm having more experience later on, closer to fall, a little closer to fall. That's Max, by the way, you guys. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
You come up and say hi. Hey, you want to say hi to everybody?
Oh,
Okay.
What's up, Max?
I want to see Max. Hold on.
Hey there, Max.
He's just up here, and he just wants a cookie. That's all he wants.
Is that the puppy? That's not the puppy, is it?
Yeah, that's a puppy.
Get out.
Oh shit.
Wow.
He just walked up to the table. I'm sitting down.
He's gorgeous.
Yes, he's a pretty good looking dude, but he loves his cookies. Eh? Did you want
Max. That's so cool.
But he's got a habit of, when I watch the news, because I'm watching the news all the time, he just comes up and sets his face right in front of my face, so I can't even watch the phone. Okay, can you go and get a cookie yourself?
No, you can't have any more.
No more cookies for you. Come on, man. Give me a break. I'm on TV. Oh, man.
Never thought of it that way.
I know.
Well, he's just a
believe it now.
big, oh, he's right up on the table now. He's right up on the table.
Don't go any further, Doug.
Okay. You're gonna get yelled at if you stay on it.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough, okay? Just be nice, please. I don't care what you say.
You're beautiful.
He was tiny the last time we saw him.
Yeah, he's definitely growing, let's put it that way.
Beautiful.
Hey, Mose, did the weather, did it stir up the bass or any fish or anything for you?
Okay, come on. You
No.
go and play. Please go play
Nope.
somewhere.
I haven't
We
caught a
need
fish in
the
over a
temperature
week.
to drop.
It's been over a week since I caught a fish.
Yesterday I caught a small bass and a
So he says.
bowfin.
So he said. No.
No, it was
So,
small.
you want to put
The
this?
I
bass was
was
only about that big. The bowfin was
They can have
a good size.
Hey, I saw this video. He was like a 2-year-old. He caught his first bass, and he whipped that worm right in there, and you could see this. His dad's telling, "Wait, just wait," and this big old largemouth comes up and snags it, and he set the hook, and he caught it, man. 2-year-old.
That's awesome.
I love seeing those videos.
Start them young.
Right?
That's I just like with Stevie, she had fished in the past, but I kind of turned her on to freshwater fishing, and she's, pardon the pun, hooked.
I am.
It's addictive.
It is.
And it's such a relaxing. I mean, it can be aggravating as hell, but it's also
Therapeutic
just therapeutic. Yeah.
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 And it just feels good to catch a fish. Doesn't
Especially
matter what size. They could be
with
small.
real
Bigger
large-
is better, but
What's that?
largemouth bass are just a lot of fun. The way they dance on the water and they hit the worms real hard. It's just so much fun.
It is. I prefer if they don't dance on the water because usually
'cause
that's when
then
they
you-
spit the hook.
right.
Right.
Don't let them dance.
And it's funny because if you know what you're doing, you know when they're going to jump. You just see your line
Yep.
start to rip across the water in a straight line, and you know they're coming up.
Yeah.
And that's when I always stick my rod tip into the water to keep them in the water.
Yeah.
I've been
But
hit
that's-
by hooks that
that's
they've
what
thrown. What's that?
That's what you do for a living, though, right, Mox?
Fish? I wish.
Yeah. Oh, you
No.
don't fish for a living?
No.
No, but the next best thing.
I work for a boat club.
Yeah, but I mean, those are all fishermen, or is it just pleasure, or what is it?
Oh, they're just pleasure boats. One's a fishing boat that is, they're like rentals, but it's a club.
So you bait them up, booze them up, and send them out on the water.
No, I send them out and pray that they don't come back drunk.
Oh, so it's the same laws as Canada. You can't drink on the water and stuff.
You can't. It's not that you can't drink on the water. Drunk driving laws still apply.
Oh, is that right?
90% of boating accidents and deaths are caused by alcohol.
Wow.
So yeah, anybody I've seen people go out and come back drunk, and I do not agree with it at all.
So if
Because
you
now
go
they have
out,
to leave their boat and get into their vehicle. So
yeah. So, but when you go out on the water, you could have a beer and do some fishing.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
We went out yesterday, as a matter of fact, Stevie and I. We went out.
Early.
Yeah, we left. It was just getting light out, and we stayed out till about noon. Didn't catch shit, but we had a great time.
Oh yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I mean, just being together and doing something that you're both shitty at is fine.
Hey, sharing the shittiness, I say.
Yeah, share the shittiness. I've never caught a bass. I don't know what that's all about.
Did you ever catch a black bass?
I've never caught any bass bus.
Damn, dude.
No, I've caught pickerel, northern pike, salmon, halibut, but nothing like a bass.
See, they have up there. They have the smallmouth, but I think in Canada they call them black bass.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
No.
those fight better pound for pound. There's a much better fight than a largemouth bass.
See, like when I go fishing, I just go with the heaviest line I got, and if I'm hooking, I'm pulling, and I just want to eat them. Right? I don't. My dad used to be into the play stuff, and oh, look at how fun that is. But I just drag them into the boat. I just want to eat them.
It's like like most bass fishermen, tournament fishermen. They're just drag them into the boat, put them in. get them from point A to point B as quickly as possible. That's the whole thing about bass fishing. You know, as far as tournaments goes, I don't agree with that.
But they spit that hook pretty easy, or
If they come out of the water,
Oh
If
yeah,
they
if they
jump-
jump out of the water,
they will.
they shake their head, and that's when they throw the hook or the worm, you know, whatever it's, you know, the lure.
I lost one out there the other day from it swimming into the weeds. It spit the hook as soon as it got tangled in the weeds.
If you ever watch a video of somebody tarpon fishing, tarpon is a big, you know, saltwater fish. When they jump, usually, you know, you'll see the guy on the boat fishing, and as the fish jumps, they kind of squat down and put their rod down into the water. They get lower because same reason.
oh yeah,
The fish will throw the hook.
keep the tension. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Mogs, do you do live or like shiners or what?
Yeah, we do shiners, worms, a lot of artificial, you know, plastics, rubber worms,
That's
or
mostly
chatterbaits,
what I use.
or, you know, but mostly plastics. You know,
I-
once crappie season comes in, then we'll go live bait.
Yes.
Minnows.
It's really rewarding to catch something on plastic. For me, it's so rewarding.
Oh, absolutely. It's because it's a battle. You're trying to trick something in nature to take something that's unnatural.
Yeah, man.
No, that's exactly right. That's I know that from fishing up here in Canada. It's like you're trying to fake them out.
LIB says it's brown trout season here. Yes, that's
So
what
let me change the topic a little bit.
please.
On this thing where you guys had your storms and everything, the news that I'm getting up here in Canada is that FEMA has a problem with picking up the tab. Is that true, or do you see them around, or what's happening there? If you don't mind me asking, I just sort of
I haven't
curious.
seen anybody yet.
I don't think they've come around yet. They've made notification that they plan on coming around sometime in the next week or so.
So, is that true?
Which
That
it would place it about a month after the last hurricane.
so is that true that they've overspent on immigration and that's why they can't help the people from the
hearing.
storm?
That's what I'm hearing.
Really?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I haven't heard. I don't watch the news now.
That's if
No,
if
I'm
that is
hearing
the
the same
case.
thing.
If that is the case, I feel bad for you guys. Not in a. I wish I could help. I wish I could do something. To be honest with you.
Wow.
That's what I'm hearing is that was caught up with the
it's certain-
immigration stuff, and so is the Red
It's
Cross.
it's certain accounts that they've used that money out of, and not all accounts. But all
No.
it is they've got money. This money is earmarked for this. This money is earmarked for that. One of those buckets they use for that when they shouldn't have really.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's that blows my mind actually that they have that control to allocate those funds for however they see fit. If you got a visa bill, you got to pay your visa bill, right?
Sure.
And you can't just allocate it to, oh, I'm going to go out for dinner tonight, right? And that's a sad state of affairs. I was just sort of trying to keep up with the news there from the States, and it looks like you guys are coming out of it. I feel bad that those people, like, it's really bad out there. I wish, like, I was even thinking, like when it first happened, is that how can I help? Like, they need backpacking guys to go down there and take some stuff up to these people. I was just like, I mean, I didn't really know what to do, to be honest with you. I felt so bad for them being stuck up there with nothing.
You know, you talk about back to the FEMA. I've talked to to people recently in my neighborhood who have been in touch with FEMA and were denied any help.
What?
More than one. I mean, there's a few people, because we had like a town meeting today, if you want to call it that, in our community, our little meet the owner. We have a new owner of the property, and a lot of people brought that up, said that, you know, we applied to FEMA and we were denied. So,
And you know, like from what I understand, the FEMA retribution or the FEMA payment or the help money that they're giving is like $750, and you know, I think of it, and I don't know what the rate of exchange is right now, but $750 is like. A night out with me and the lady having dinner and a couple of drinks, $750. So I feel really bad that that's all that they got, considering that these illegal immigrants are getting handed over a silver platter. And I just don't understand what your end is. I don't understand how they're looking after that problem. It's perplexing.
I'm hoping over the next few days that all that is soon to come to a stop. That would be awesome.
I think it will, and I think the people, and they know who they are, I think will just fade back into the woodwork and be trolls like they were before. And I hope that really happens, to be honest with you. You guys are in tough shape down there. We're in tough shape up here, but there is a silver lining, and I'm hoping that it actually comes to fruition.
Me too. Graz said $750 was for immediate food and stuff, not for losses. Losses are a full application you fill out.
Yep, absolutely.
Right. A lot of people, you know, they had no power, so they lost everything in the refrigerator.
I know, but I forgot to tell you, Moggs, there that I left my golf clubs in your shed there. I'm hoping that you can get.
Wait, which set was yours? The TaylorMade?
No, mine was the Shark, the Greg Normans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were the good ones, Moggs. I'm just telling you.
$750 isn't very helpful though if you have no power and no way to get more than 100 yards from your house because all the roads are gone.
Well, that's not
like I mean,
though.
what does that really do?
That 750 is not immediate. You know, they're still processing applications for that 750. You know,
holy smoke!
It's the recovery fee for the food that you lost and such. But you know, whenever they get around to it, I guess they're busy. You know.
Well,
yeah,
they weren't too busy for shipping all these people into your area. That's for sure.
You know, the application process is still going on. They sent notification that they'll send an inspector out for property damage, you know, within 7 to 10 business days of the receipt of the notification. So, you know, you're looking at, by the time they get out here to just look, it's going to be a month, well into a month after the storm.
My gosh.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah. So none of that's immediate. That's whenever you get it, you'll get it.
That reminds me of a story. I had a fire at my house. This was many years ago, but I had a fire at my house, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna get some money off my insurance because I'm insured out the yin yang. I thought, okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit worse there to collect a little more money. So I got my big work boots on, and they came in and they had a fire in the attic. They had some kind of fifth wheel attached to the house, probably illegally at the time or whatever. And it burnt into my attic, and they rushed into my house and they poked the ceiling with the pike poles and got some ashes on the floor or on the carpet. So I thought, well, okay, I need new carpets. So I'm going to get my work boots out. And I got my work boots out and I started running around the house, and smearing all this ashes, excuse me, into the carpet. And as I was running around, the doorbell rings, and here's the fire inspector, and he's coming over to check my insurance stuff, and he caught me with my boots all dirty, running around my front room. So, needless to say, it cost me $185 to clean my carpets, and I didn't get any money out of it. So it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay.
No. Gate Smasher says, if you want to know how the government comes to help you, just ask an Indian.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thanks, Gate Smasher. That was awesome.
Grasshopper,
That was
I can-
awesome.
Gate Smasher is Native American.
Grasshopper,
I can
we
empathize.
set up trailers to come to get a check for $750 and to get an an application for the rest. And he said he's watched dozens of on-ground videos of destruction and explaining stuff. Yeah, that's not around here. That's probably further south where they needed it immediate. But since we weren't in any of those zones,
No,
yeah.
I can see it. I see what your point is, Stevie. Like, I mean, it's obviously they're busy and they can take the time, but it just seems to me that the news that I'm watching there is that it was like come payday and I want my check and you can't pay me, and that's a little defeating. After it's almost like a kick in the teeth, right? So
Yeah, I mean, I've said from the start, I feel bad for people like the two that lost their completely everything. You know, it's people like that you would think they'd step up quick and try to take care of.
but you guys were generator up and stuff like that, and
Oh,
you
we
tested.
didn't have it terrible at all. I mean, honestly, for
Well,
the
80 mile an hour winds. That's
No, it
pretty
was-
scary in itself.
it was
Don't get us
nervous.
wrong. It was
It was very we were.
it was frightening.
I can imagine it would, because
But
I mean
at the
it's
same
your
time,
it's your home, it's where you live, right? That would be a little scary, to be honest with you, because you can't take your gun out and shoot the wind, right? If it's
By the
It's
way,
hard to
Bigfoot King, the conversion rate is $1 is worth 1.39 Canadian. I guess you guys call it a loonie.
it's a friggin' loony, pal. I'll tell you that right now. 1.39.
Yep, loonies. 1.39 loonies is $1.
So you guys are gaining almost 40 cents on every dollar. I'm not saying they should be even. I'm just saying is that they should be a little closer than that.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like back in the early 80s, I've been down to Mexico quite a few times. Not the resort kind of thing. I do the behind the scenes thing. But I remember, going into the bank and getting 50,000 pesos, and it's like a wad to choke a horse. Like, I mean, I think my bill one time, I think the third time I went down, I think I was there for a month and a half, and it's like $5,000, and I lived like a king. Like, I mean, it was crazy. I don't know what that's like right now, because I think it was at the time I was down there, I think it was 1,500 pesos to a Canadian dollar. So if you work that out, you're living like a king. I don't know what the
There
peso
was a
is.
question. Somebody brought up something in chat about the 750 having to be paid back, and Jay said it wasn't true. He says the only money you pay back is if you got money for property damage and you got a check also from your insurance company.
Right.
Because FEMA won't give you, like, they won't help you if you have
insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah.
What?
That's my understanding.
You get the $750 for the food and essentials, but any property damage, if you have insurance, if you're insured, your insurance company covers it, cuts you a check. FEMA
FEMA's not
won't.
going to help.
They won't even take your application if you check off yes, you have insurance. It says on the application, do not apply if you have insurance.
So, like the first thing that would come to my mind is don't check that box and let the dust settle.
It goes on to say that if you have insurance and your insurance denied, then you need that letter of denial to accompany your application for assistance through FEMA.
Holy smokes, man. Jumping through hoops.
Indeed.
So you need a letter of denial from your insurance company before FEMA will even take an application from you if you have insurance.
See, now that just tells me that there's a lot of people stuck between a rock and a hard place, as Sean Connery used to say.
Indeed.
There are. My neighbors.
Yep.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying. That there's a lot of people immediately around us that have a lot worse damage than we got, and I feel bad for them. We came out okay, thank God.
Yeah,
It could have been a
thank
hell of a
God.
lot worse than it was.
I
a
can
lot
fix my
worse.
roof for under $100.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah, but you've been
I'm
in the
just saying.
construction. But Muggs, you've been in the construction trade, so you're fortunate to be able to do that. But there's lots of people that don't know one end of a hammer from another, right?
No, I realize that, but
disabled or
just-
elderly that
just-
are around us that
yeah,
that
You
they
do
couldn't even
that
just
consider.
material wise. I mean, like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, I lost one piece of tin off my roof. That's it.
Wow. 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's just like nuts. That would knock you over.
But my neighbor next door to me, 10 feet away,
His whole roof
his
peeled
roof
off
got peeled back like a sardine can
with the key.
with the key and dumped off the side of his house.
It rolled.
Stood up.
Yeah.
That the
It was
one with
like somebody
So
rolled it
nothing-
up and just stood it straight up next to the house.
Nothing was salvageable or anything.
was that the one with the tree that slammed into it?
No,
No,
that was just across the way there, about 100 yards from us.
Yeah,
So
they
what
just-
about your son, Muggs? Was he having an issue with the storms too, or no?
No,
I can't remember where he was from.
He's in well, actually, he's in New York. So he didn't have any issues with the storm.
Well, he's got issues being in New York by itself. It's
Yeah.
like a storm all the time.
I'm just reading chat. Grasshopper said flood insurance is too expensive to make it worthwhile.
And if you're in a flood zone, they make it very difficult to obtain insurance. Anything that would be affordable, anyways.
Hey, that was Long Island real quick. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to ask Long Island real quick in the chat. About his last video where he was. That last video where I guess it was somewhere in New York or whatever. I was just curious where that was. If he could mention that in the chat. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Northwood, it's good to see you. Northwood says it seems that all government agencies are a disaster, and it's not just the VA. Hell, when the VA starts looking like they're getting their act together, more so than other agencies, it's weird times.
Well, I mean, that's the one
Only
that
'cause
should be out front anyway, to be
Right,
honest
but
with you.
they've also been the ones known for being a clusterfuck.
VA.
Yeah, VA.
I've heard that for years. Years and years.
Mr. Hugh, how are you? Good to see you.
Mr. Hugh.
After 10 years in Florida, you can't get insurance on mobile homes or modular homes, says Jay.
After they're 10 years old, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably.
Probably.
Well, these
just
days,
went-
it's hard to get homeowners insurance in Florida in general.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Well, so many insurance companies pulled out of Florida.
Yes. Every storm, more and more pull out of Florida. Major.
Well, I mean, it's at the end of the day, I think that we all have to realize that they don't want to pay, okay?
Or don't have the means to pay.
Or don't have the means to pay. True that.
Just my thought. I mean,
No, I'm glad I jumped on today, and I just I got home a little late there today, and I just thought, you know what? I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I miss you guys because you're sort of like my extended family from another country. It's kind of
Oh,
neat to talk to you.
Absolutely.
No, I'm glad you did come on.
Right.
I mean, you probably get tired of hearing about Bigfoot all the time, so I thought, well, I'd just come on and talk about anything else but.
Yeah.
It's the one thing we probably talk the least about is
It's
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Yeah. Pretty much.
Bigfoot King, they talk about fishing more than anything else.
Well, you can't
That's
be
the biggest
wrong, you know.
topic.
You know, right?
You can't go wrong with fishing. You know, like when I go out with my brother, what he likes to do is he likes to get up. He's a bed shitter. He likes to get up in the morning there and he'll take me out and we'll find a little bay, zoom in, flat water. We'll throw up a little bit of a stove, cook a fish and a little potatoes right there on the boat. And I tell you, you can't, it's hard to say no to stuff like that.
Papa Craig, good to see you.
Papa
So
Craig.
he's a bed shitter, huh?
I know. You kind of couldn't get past that.
No, because if I got up early, my neighbor would yell across the yard, "What'd you shit the bed?"
So it's the same in both countries.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Sunday.
How are you guys doing for gas? What do you pay for gas down there, guys?
I just paid $2.99 a gallon, only because I have rewards with Circle K.
So this is okay. So this is $2.99 a gallon, right?
Right.
Where
That's
you're
today.
paying, right?
That's
That's
today.
today.
And
2 days ago, it
and
was
here
three.
and here a week. How much?
313, I think.
A week ago
$3.13 a
we
gallon.
were. A week ago we were paying $2.73, and all of a sudden it jumped up to $2.88.
So if we say on the average, it's $2.75 a gallon, right? So here in Canada, where I am, so there's 4 liters to the gallon. So I'm paying $1.53 a liter.
Wow.
And that's
Whoa.
cheap. And that's cheap. At one time, like, I mean, I used to get a kick out of these people in California and LA, you know, complaining it's $8 a gallon. Well, I mean, we've been stuck at well over $8 a gallon for a long time. And it's like out on the coast right now, because I go out there, like my last fuel bill was over 5,000 to do my trip out to the
Wow.
coast, do my trip up on my area that I go to, and then come back. It's $5,000, and that's Canadian. So I mean, gas is definitely something you got to watch. And I drive a 350 V10 gasser, so I mean, it's
That's huge, dude.
yeah, it's
You've got
absolutely
it set up
insane.
nice, though.
I almost think that I should go to a horse and buggy, to be honest with you.
You know. No, you take it for granted that gas is at the pumps, regardless of the price, until it's not. You know, right before the storm hit, Michael Haywood was here at the house. He's in chat, and I'm trying to get him to Gainesville. From here to Gainesville is about an hour and 45 minutes driving,
Wow.
kind of through the southeast corner of Ocala Forest. And from the time I left the house to probably 3/4 of the drive almost, there was no gas at the pumps. And that was just from the threat of the storm.
Wow.
Storm hadn't hit yet. Yeah. And I mean, it got to the point where I was worried if I was going to make it back home. I had doing the math and how many miles I had to go. I would have fell about 10 miles short of getting home before I ran out.
Hey,
So-
Stevie, you were camping out with the skunk apes, man, in the Ocala forest.
During the hurricane. But
Dang.
no, you know, it's a trip how, like I said, you take it for granted it's at the pumps until
Yeah.
it's not. And then, you know, you start worrying about other.
See, there was a time there was a time, Stevie, that, you know, like myself, with a piece of property that I got, I started storing gasoline and other fuels like propane and stuff like that. And it comes down to, okay, now you need stabilizers. Now you got to rotate your fuel, and it's like, my gosh, it just became too much.
When you
I
stock
understand.
like that, you have to
Yeah.
treat it.
You
Yeah.
see what Jay wrote.
But I understand where you're saying that it's just you take for granted that I can go down to the corner and get gas all the time, and sometimes, and you'll find, well, I mean, you guys know more than I would, but I've went into a few situations over my lifetime that, you know, people are hogs. If you run into a situation, I mean, and if it's say everybody wants corn or everybody wants diapers, it's you get people in there buying $80,000 worth of diapers.
Toilet paper.
Yeah,
During a
toilet
pandemic.
paper.
Bigfoot
Just silly
King, the
stuff.
perfect example of that is in the 70s, Johnny Carson made a joke about the country having a toilet paper shortage, and it was nothing but a joke. But the next day, all the shelves were bare because everybody thought there was going to be a shortage. And it was the entire event happened because Johnny Carson made a joke.
Damn social media.
How much do you guys pay for a loaf of bread?
I can get it as cheap as like $1.50.
No, I'm not talking about like a cheap loaf or anything. If you just go and say, "Hey, I just want a nice little bread there,"
Probably
right?
just
And I
$3.
go in and I'm not paying attention to the price, and I just want to pick
Yeah.
up a loaf of bread.
between
$3.
$3 and $4. It depends on
Okay.
where you
Yeah.
buy it.
I went and bought a loaf of bread there the other day, and because I don't have a job, and I gotta watch my money now, I was amazed. It's $9.45 for a loaf of bread.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's the brand, though.
But yeah, I'm told that it's the brand that I like, but still, it's like $10, $9.50 a loaf. Like I could go and buy a big, huge thing of flour. I can make my own goddamn bread.
Sure you could.
Right.
But would you?
No, see, that's the beauty. And that's hey, Boggs, it's funny that you say that because that's why there's 7-Elevens, right?
Yeah.
7-Elevens, because we're all lazy, right?
Called
We're all lazy.
store for a reason.
Yes.
But I just was like $9.45 for a loaf of bread. I thought, and it wasn't anything special. It was like it's called an ancient 12 grain or whatever it is, or 18 grain bread or whatever. It wasn't anything crazy. I mean, $9.45. I thought it's absolutely crazy.
12 grain bread.
Wow.
It's like it's got like what shit from like they found in the pyramids or something. What's ancient
Yeah,
grain?
yeah. It's got it's actually I think it's called ancient grains. I think they might have a stockpile of ancient grains. I don't know.
I'm kidding, of course, but no, I see. I'm a fan of like I used to be, but what was 12 grain bread? You know, I'd love that.
No, I really enjoy a nice piece of toast or on a sandwich, you know, to have some nice, because I don't eat bread that much anymore, right? Because we're all trying to be a little more health conscious and stuff. And but $9.50, you're stretching it now. You're stretching it now.
Gate Smasher says I'm eating native fry bread.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
My
I love
gosh, I'm envious. I remember as a kid, all of us gathered around the stove as Mom was making fried bread, and we were like birds just chirping there, and she'd just drop little pieces into our mouths. Like, I mean, that's the silk of the silk fried bread, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I haven't had fried bread in a while.
I don't think I've ever had it. No.
It's good.
Well, if you're trying to watch your weight, fried bread's not the way to go.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Bread and
But
cheese.
it sure tastes good getting unhealthy.
Then you get a fried bread like taco. Oh man, yeah, Indian tacos.
That's why I got a kick out of these places. Like I go to this golf course here once in a while, and there's what's called an Indian taco. Okay. And I didn't know any Indians had a bag of Doritos cut open with ground beef stuck inside the bag of Doritos. I didn't know that happened way back in the day with Indians. And why would they call it an Indian taco? I have no idea.
Hey, that reminds me of where people do the corn chips. Like they do the Fritos, then they put the cheese and the taco meat in it. I forget what they call it.
An Indian taco.
Basically, but yeah, spoon in it. I don't know where I saw that.
I just think they're lazy and they don't want to do dishes. I think.
Where'd you see that? It was probably, oh, well, never mind. I know where it's been done a few times. Prison. Frito pie, Grasshopper says.
Frito pie. There we go. Frito pie.
Oh, that's with the Frito chips and
Yeah.
the cheese and oh yeah, Frito pie. That's awesome. It sounds good.
Papa
Not-
Craig says it costs me about 16 to 20 bucks a day to eat now. What did it cost before? Before keto, what did it cost you? You probably never figured it out.
Doing keto still? Bogues, are you still doing keto?
I took a break from it for a minute, but in like 2 days we're hopping back on the wagon. Stevie's gonna do it with me.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna get back into it.
It's fun. It's a challenge. You guys should challenge yourselves and say, "Hey, I want to get here."
Well, that's what I did, and I got there, and now I want to go a little further.
I just want to feel better.
You lost over 100 pounds, didn't you?
What's that?
You lost over 100 pounds, didn't you?
Me?
Oh,
fuck
no.
no.
I thought you said something like that.
No, I did.
Stevie had lost 130
30.
pounds in over a 2-year period.
Right on.
I
Two
lost
and a half.
40 pounds in the past since June 1st.
Dude, that's amazing. Shit.
You lost 40 pounds in 2 months.
Hey, man.
And
I dropped a couple pounds, and it wasn't in a couple of months. It was like a month. Boom, it's gone. But I had dietitians and doctors helping me out, and I'm glad that it happened because I'm sort of in agreement there with Stevie and Moggs. There is it's you feel better, plain and simple. You feel better.
You ever seen 40 pounds of fat like laying on a table? It's crazy. I forget what I saw one day where they show like this is 40 pounds of, or this is 5 pounds of fat or whatever, and they showed it, and when you really see it,
just grab grab a 5-pound bag of sugar and go, okay, that's 5 pounds. And then
Right.
just compare it to yourself.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, exactly.
how many of them does it take to, you can actually figure it out how much you actually lose.
that's
As
wild.
far as
Like,
I wish you
in
could-
actuality, Stevie lost a human,
yes,
A small human.
a
Yeah.
small human.
I
and
mean,
it's 130 isn't that small.
well,
Yeah, no, that's like a normal sized person, right? A normal sized female person.
before I started losing that weight, I started off at my heaviest was 289. I was 289. Yeah.
But a
5'10".
strong 289 or what?
I was 5'10", 289. That was.
Oh
that was
yeah,
my-
it was a strong 289.
If
After
I told
5'10.
anybody how much I weighed, they didn't believe. No one ever believed me. I guess I carried it a little better than. I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
called genetics, Stevie. That's
Good
what it is.
Good
But
for
I
you.
did not feel good. I didn't like the way I felt, and that's kind of how I feel now. I feel sluggish. I just want to feel better.
We'll do
I need
this,
to feel
but
better.
I still think that you should just get an
I know.
appointment with a doctor and get a
I know.
checkup. If
Yeah,
your hair's
that's.
low or whatever. I mean,
I don't know what kind of healthcare you guys have down there, but
No,
it's funny healthcare up here. I'll tell you that. Silly stuff. I mean, yeah, you get sort of free average healthcare, but they charge you for everything else. So, I mean, sometimes you think that your healthcare is better, I think, but
Jay Fritz says Stevie is adjustable weight and height.
why, you can adjust your height, Stevie?
Yep.
Possibly, yes.
So you could be
Yep.
like, you could be like 6'5" tomorrow?
No, well, I mean, I guess I could if I wanted to, but I'd just be happy to be back to my 5'10". I was 5'10", and I think the summer of 13, going on 14 years old, I shot up to 5'10". Been that most of my life. I'm 51 now, so
You're
last
just a
2 years
baby.
I've been
At
at least
51.
She was
5'7".
5'10" when I met her.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
and now what? You're
5'7".
5'7"?
Yes.
I never paid attention.
So you could play a joke on Mugs and go 5'5", 6'5", 5'5", 6'5".
No, no, it wouldn't be
Just
that.
every day meet him in the kitchen at a different height. See if he notices.
If she comes in taller than me, then I'll worry. Suspicious thing. I'll be like, wait a minute.
What the fuck?
I think with her background, you should be sleeping with one eye open anyway,
Because
boss.
then I know she'd be on stilts.
I am up to go.
Why? What is your height, Mugs?
I'm 6'3".
Oh, you're a big boy. You're a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
only 5'7". I'm just a small little guy. 5'7".
Then I'm a small little girl.
Yeah, I
Bigfoot
didn't think you were
King.
that tall. You're a tall guy, 6'3". You're a tall guy.
It surprises people when they meet me. They don't realize, like, I'm there's a channel out there called Texas Front Porch,
That was funny.
and we were up. Actually, this is the shirt for it. We were at the Alabama Bigfoot conference, and we're at a bar, and Tex is there. He's sponsoring the conference, and he looks at me, he looks up at me, he goes, for some reason, I always thought you were scrawny. And I just started laughing.
Well, thanks.
The guy was like, scrawny? He goes, yeah, well, looking at you, on camera, you just seem scrawny.
That's well, thanks for the compliment.
It was funny.
How did your guys' trip go anyway? Was there anything exciting happen, or any new tips, or
Met some awesome people.
It was a meet and greet.
I wasn't there to go into the woods looking for Bigfoot.
no? But there was research going on, yeah, or what?
I'm sure somebody was paying attention.
Well, there's a lot of people were.
Wasn't me.
A lot of people were. We just didn't. We went for a walk once. Didn't go too far. He went a little further than we did, but yeah, it's not what we were there for, but just meeting people that we've hung out with for years, and
Yeah, I mean,
good folks, good food.
I wish
Oh,
I was closer to you guys. It would be actually kind of neat to meet you guys and to check out some of these conferences, because they sound like a fun thing. I mean, I don't do them here in Canada. There is quite a few of them here, but I never do that kind of stuff because I find these people to be crazy.
yeah, there's interesting characters, absolutely.
Mo,
Crazy? I don't think so.
No, I don't think crazy. I mean, you get 110 people.
Well, I think crazy might have been a little bit of a stiff
But
word,
I know what you mean.
you get 110 people or more out in the woods for camping out all together.
Is that right? Is that how many people you guys were camping with? 110 people?
It was, I think, 112 on the sign, and yeah, they had a
Wow.
book that they passed around, but there was more people than that showed up for the day or whatever.
Yeah, some people would come for the day, and
Some people left. They had a couple of incidents.
it was fun.
That sounds awesome.
I still got to go pick up my pop-up trailer. I'm waiting to see what this next low pressure system does, or tropical depression, or whatever is going on. Because we were on our way back, knowing that we were heading towards a hurricane. So I left my pop-up trailer up on the panhandle of Florida. on somebody's property,
Had a friend's property, and
and it's still there.
with the thought of if something happened here at home,
Yeah, God forbid if my house got destroyed,
we had to
I
back
got
up.
Plan B up on the Panhandle.
Yeah, that's smart thinking. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
You got to cover your bases, boss.
yeah, and I'm not that anything would have happened, or but if you look around, I mean, I think I made the smart move.
I think you did too. Michael Haywood said it was one of the best trips of my life. Right on.
Did y'all see Donnie Miller there? Was Donnie Miller in
Yeah, I
attendance?
got to meet Donnie. That was pretty cool. I knew Donnie back when I was going through my amputation. He did went live for I don't know how long, but it was in support of me, asking for prayers for me and what I was going through at the time. So
who just mentioned Donnie Miller?
Audio.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
And who
So,
is Donnie Miller?
It was an honor to meet him. I felt because I have a lot of gratitude.
Donnie Miller
for him.
is a gentleman who has his
It's
a
Standing Goats Rescue
is
is
his channel, but he rescues goats
and other animals.
and other animals. He has a nice piece of property, and he does a show. He's into Bigfoot. People have had sightings on his.
He's had a lot of experiences
on his property.
Not
just
there's a guy up here in Canada that he does his hunts with goats and uses those instead of horses. So he takes, I think it's like him and a dog and 2 goats, and his goats pack all the shit for him.
Huh.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and he just wanders in the mountains, and it's a pretty neat situation because they're smart, and plus, if push comes to shove, you got food.
Through that.
So yeah, Audio got to meet Donnie Miller and his daughter Rosie. That was cool. Very cool.
We also met his wife.
Yeah.
He's a great man. The things he does for those animals, and just you can see, just he shines. It's a good person.
Definitely good people.
Right on, yeah. And hey, was Jeff? Is Jeff doing good?
Townsend?
Jeff Townsend was there. He was there. He's doing all right. I think he has his good days and bad, but he's been through a lot himself health wise.
Yeah, he is.
And he looked great. I mean,
He
absolutely
did. He
great.
lost weight.
I haven't seen
From
him
the
since
last
the
time.
168. We talk all the time. I mean, that's my brother from another mother. You know.
That's what you said. You said that Jeff's like basically your brother. Yeah, I wish I could meet Jeff someday. That'd be cool.
Can't understand half what he says.
Jeff is one of those guys that just has a huge heart, tough as nails, but huge heart. Love him.
King, check this out, bro. So if you go to Standing Goat, if you Donnie Miller has got an epic. He has multiple encounters, but the real main one is he went on Bigfoot Odyssey with Barry Arnold, and actually on his channel, Standing Goat Rescue, he talks about it as well. He came face to face with a gigantic Sasquatch, and this thing was ready to kill him. And if it wasn't for his friend that was in a car, 50 yards away, that started honking the horn, who knows what would happen? But it's epic. So you got to check it out, King. Check it out.
Well, since Michael Haywood kind of mentioned it, that's where my trailer. That's where my pop-up trailer is sitting. Is on Donnie Miller's property.
I was going to ask you if it was the Donnie's, man, because you said Panhandle. I mean, yeah, man, Donnie's a good man. That's a good friend of mine, man. Very good friend of mine.
So if I were to, for the people that are watching it, for myself, I guess, I'm not good with this Google stuff. So, I mean, if I just punch in Donnie Miller Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Standing Goats Rescue on YouTube, and you'll find them.
Yep.
And if you,
because I tried this one other time, you have a guest on here once in a while, and it's WTF. And I said to him, the last time I was talking to him, because he's a little straightforward, But the last time I was talking to him, I said, "Well, I'm going to go and check your channel out." But I tried to look for his channel, and I don't even get anything.
WTF Mike, really?
Yeah, I get a lot of WTF mics, but it's not the same one that I was talking. Unless no, I'm not finding it at all. It's not coming up at all.
Hey,
Oh.
King, do this. Go to, this is the best one. This is the best way to find out who Donnie Miller is. If you go to if you go into the search bar on YouTube, put Donnie Miller Bigfoot Odyssey. That'll bring you to the Bigfoot Odyssey interview where Carrie Arnold does it and with him, and it's amazing. It's amazing. That's how I first found out about him. And then I ended up watching one of his videos one day, and I met him through chat, and we've been friends for a couple years now. But I got to tell you something, man. I was on the fence a little bit regarding regarding the subject. And I got to tell you, my belief, because I haven't seen any, but my belief comes from people like honest people like this that have had encounters. I count on my discernment, my God-given discernment, to tell me they're telling the truth. And I'll tell you, man, that man has got some incredible stuff going on there. He even had
Well, it sounds like you got good instincts, because it's the small things that people say. It's not the big huge stories, and I will definitely check that Donnie Miller out for sure. Obviously, if it comes up, if I can get it, but I think Bigfoot Odyssey, Donnie Miller, I think I might be able to figure that one out for sure.
Yeah, Shane, it's on the screen right now, so it's in chat. So we'll make sure that we put it in chat before we go off the air, and this way you can click on it.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. Because this WTF there was saying about his channel there, and I went and looked there a couple of times, and I couldn't find shit. So I don't even know if he's got a channel or if he's just yanking my chain.
No,
He's got a channel.
He's got a channel.
Listen, oh, sorry.
What's that?
I was just going to say real quick, King, this is just a quick encounter that he had. Donnie Miller was on his property clearing trees, right, in his tractor. And he heard these loud noises, like, I think he said it was sounding like a dove, almost like a loud, like dove, like that trill noise, that real trill, like type of. Anyway, then there was like a loud yell or something. He turns around and there's like a big one and a small one, and the big one's like holding its hand up, and he's on the phone with either Jeff or Don, but either way, this thing's holding his hand up. And keep in mind, he's breaking these trees, right? He's cutting making a clearing, and come to find out, I think he was on the phone with Jeff, and he asked what the Bigfoot was doing. He said he was holding his hand up and turning it around, kind of like this, and doing it like this, kind of. And I guess that means in sign language, tree. So like this thing was like maybe asking about what he was doing with the trees or something.
Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating?
So cool, man.
Yeah, like it's.
Well, Donnie showed us where he had his experience when he was on a tractor, and what tree it was behind, and then we walked up. And when I go up there again, probably within 2 weeks, I'm going to go up there again, and hopefully he'll let me walk his property.
Oh, like, man. I mean, like I've said this a couple of times, when we do talk about Bigfoot and stuff, is, my goal is not so much the footage, but my goal is to touch him. And I can't do 100%, but I can tell you something that I think before I pack this in for good, I'm going to touch him. Whether he gets me or not, or whatever happens, I feel that I have the capabilities for sure.
Counting coup, what they called it.
That's awesome.
Breeze, take care. It was good to see you. Yeah, I don't have that ambition. I'm not, I don't have no desire to touch one.
Me either. I would like to see one from a distance, or But some of these encounters you hear about that are just like right up on them. They're right up on it, and it's just like, God,
Right,
that's
Christy. I don't, yeah, I don't need to
I
be right up on
contributed. It's funny that you say that, like they're right up on it. I contributed to a lot, like, when you're gambling, or like when you're gambling, you're at the casino and you're playing the slots or whatever, and you're not even paying attention, and you hit a good score. And that's sort of what happens, is that you can plan a trip and you can do all of this stuff and do the calls and the all of that kind of stuff. But I've had my best times are, it just comes up. It's like it just happens right there, and you don't got time to really do anything, and it just happens. I don't know how to explain about it, but it just happens, and that's why I'm sort of doing this research now into the air movements, the currents, the breathing, right? Not so much my breathing. I'm barely breathing. I'm old, but the Sasquatch's type of breathing, and what they could be capable of, and why I cannot get closer and closer. And it's just one of these things that I'm looking into. And for Stevie to say about if they're picking up scents off the bottom of her sneakers and doing a swab, and like, I mean, it's our noses are like a quarter of an inch circle, but if you're doing a 12 gauge hole in your face and you're breathing, I can't imagine the senses that they're getting and the distance that they're covering, and no wonder. And not to mention their ears, hearing. And I mean, it's just like driving down a road and you're 200 yards from a flock of geese on the highway. They don't got ears, but they know you're coming. And it's vibration, it's some kind of waves or something that we're not able to understand yet. So
very interesting. Very interesting.
Good night, Christy.
You think about how big these things are, and just the electrical output of something that big, just that alone, and what's going on in its body, plus its breathing out. Yeah, there's got to be some. Who knows? I mean, just who knows what kinds of things they're capable of. And when you talk about the visible light spectrum, you're talking about a very small fraction of it, and there could be some phenomenon that's happening that's regarding how much electrical output they have or whatever, that's just kind of slowly putting them out of phase a little bit, that maybe
you're actually hitting right on my research that I've been doing for the last 5 to 7 years right now, is exactly what you're talking about right now.
Electric
And
or
and
vibration
it's okay. So our
or frequency.
the electrical output that we have, like if we look at ourselves as a sort of like an antenna, we have like around us, we've got spikes of electrical current that's coming off of our body all the time, right? They're like, that Chinese call it chi or whatever they call it. And I mean, it's a recordable phenomenon on what we can push out into electrical current that comes off our body. And it's kind of neat. The research that I'm doing encompasses that. But I just wanted to give everybody a sort of an idea. If you go to, I'm pretty sure you got Home Depots down there and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
They've got these human skeletons that are 9 feet tall and 10 feet tall. Just stand for a second the next time you see one of those displays. Just realize that you're looking at a 9 foot tall creature, a 10 foot tall creature, and if you're out there, that's the size that we're talking. Like, these are massive creatures, massive creatures.
You know what? We're gonna right down the street. Excuse me, I just hit my computer. Right down the street, somebody has a setup, and they've got a 10 foot tall, at least a 10 foot tall skeleton. So maybe we'll go check it out and take some pictures next to it.
oh man,
Yeah,
dude,
like, I mean, if you really, like, I mean, obviously that's done, maybe not to perfect scale, but it's a very rough scale.
Height-wise, it gives you a good.
Yeah, it's a very rough scale, and it just gives you an idea of what you could be up against. And I've said that, like, I mean, I've had lots of experiences, but The one that I sort of shied away from and I tuck-tailed and run there pretty quick was in Trail, BC. And that thing was not 10. I mean, we're talking, I don't really know because I didn't have anything to measure it with, but I'm guessing it was much bigger than 10 feet. And the way it was just roughly just moving these big trees easily as it walked through the forest, from my point of my vantage point of where I was watching this thing, it was amazing. It scared, I mean, everybody gets scared and everything, but I mean, I go to some pretty weird places and yeah, I get scared and everything, but this, the time that I'm talking about, it really sticks in my brain because the way it was walking and the way it was coming through the bush is like it had no care of anything that was about it, around it, or whatever. And I was just like an amoeba. He could have easily reached out and touched me and hurt me. And I did tuck tail and run, and that's probably the only time. And I kicked myself in the butt for running, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I ran the when I got screamed at. I heard the scream behind me. I was just talking about this earlier with Moog. I'm standing there with my back turned to the scream that's just rushing through me. I feel my insides in vibration of the sound that I'm hearing. I just knew I was done. That was it. I'm not living through this. I'm
It's
not
an ugly
walking away
feeling.
from it. But I had to turn around and see it. I had to look. I could not. I turned around and to not see anything and still feel and hear nothing's changed. There's just nothing there. That freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah,
and I
but
ran.
it's that,
I
but
ran.
it's that feeling, Stevie. Like not everybody really understands that feeling of
It's
like
that
fright.
literal. I ran for my life.
Yeah,
That's the feeling, the emotion. I was scared. I was scared shitless. I mean, I don't remember the run. I remember starting to run, and I remember getting up close to the office, a couple hundred yards away, and my coworker running out. I remember that. I don't remember the in between, other than I was just fucking scared.
Right, you're in the Forest Service.
What's that?
I forgot you're in the Forest Service. Shit.
I'm not. I work for Parks and Recreation, but I work
Yeah.
in a park. I
That's
do.
what I meant. But you were out in the forest, right?
I was on the tree line. I was in a row of tennis courts, locking the gates. We have 25 courts that go all the way back from my office on back, and the last row faces the tree line. There's some I guess forest in between the next facility, which is a softball complex. But to the left is the Wekiva Trail, which runs a total of 14 miles through Wekiva State Forest. So it's heavily wooded all around my park, but in the immediate area that I was in, I was under lights, the tennis court lights, stadium lights.
do you
It
have
was well
lots of
lit.
do you have lots of children, Stevie, that go to these parks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do summer
Okay,
camps. We have
there's
class
there's a
programs.
big correlation there, eh? There's a huge correlation that I like in my research shows they really like kids. They really like kids. And for some reason, it even goes even deeper than that. Like autistic kids seem to have some type of vibration that they like. And it's, it's funny. It's
They
definitely
realize they're
research.
different.
Pardon me?
They realize they're different.
Yeah, like I mean, even in the native cultures, like up where I am, they'll do strings of ribbons, and they'll have just a little tent with just all ribbons to attract. So it either they're trying to keep it away. I mean, there's a lot of stories that it actually brings them in because they want to see stuff, and I don't blame them. And the little kids, they like to watch the little kids. I mean, that would, if I was another creature and I seen a little human, I would think that was crazy, and I'd like to watch them as well. But so there's a lot of correlation. So when you're saying there that I wouldn't doubt, to be honest with you, I wouldn't doubt that something was set back there in those tennis courts watching for sure.
Well, you hear stories of a Bigfoot walking out onto the field of a little league game, or Bigfoot in the woods. Somebody's watching them watch kids play a soccer game. You hear these stories occasionally.
Well, barely a half a mile from where my scream happened, there is a BFRO report of a sighting on the main road that I take to work every day. It's just up the street from me.
Is that right?
It was found to be creditable after they did their investigation. And yeah, it's not recent. It was like, well, kind of recent, I suppose, like 2016 or 17.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah. It would have put it probably about 10 years after I was screamed at.
But see, it sort of goes with, like I've said this to you guys a few times, like that trackway that I look after, or not look after, but the trackway that I study, there's many different ways that they move around. So it wouldn't be surprised that, different types of year with the berries, with the flora and fauna, on their schedules. I mean, it could be a natural thing for them to pass by there at this time. This time, it might be once every 3 years. It might be once every 5 years. I could see that. I really can see that.
Well, there's a lot of waterways through there. It's the perfect environment, I would think, typical to what you hear of, an area that they would be familiar with. There's a little Wekiva River, which dumps into the Wekiva River. It's all in that general area, all running parallel to the property of my park.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Chris says there have been reports of Sasquatch who look like they have autism.
This is true. I've heard
Also, well, there's been reports that they also look like they have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's I just find that, like that data that comes out like that, I just find it fascinating because obviously obviously we're missing something. I'm missing something for sure. I mean, I can research till the cows come home, but I mean, you just need to be out there, and it's like this gentleman was saying there tonight was that, like it just sort of happens. It just happens. It's just like, hey, I'm working away and bang, and they're there. You can't, I just get a kick out of these guys trying to call them in and stuff like that, because that's not really how it works. And from my experiences, that's not how it works.
Any experience I've ever had was, I was doing something else. Nobody's was working.
I don't think anybody expects to have an experience.
Yeah.
Like when it happens, they weren't expecting it to happen.
The first time.
Yeah, it's the guys that
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's the guys that go out every weekend, and I seen him. There he is. He's throwing stuff at me. He was talking to me every weekend. No, it doesn't work like that, as far as I know, anyway. And everybody it's all conjecture, anyway. And I mean, I can have my experiences. I can tell you guys experiences, and I mean, I've had some good ones. I mean, it's plain and simple. I know. And that's all that matters to me. And I mean, we can tell the experiences, and we can, and I appreciate the skeptics. I really do appreciate the skeptics, but at the same time, careful, because I know what I've seen. I am an adult, half a century, over half a century old.
Absolutely, bro. And also, this is something that I think. Like I know that 3 years ago I was very skeptical, but then once I said this before, you see the amount of reports and you just say if just one is true, just one changes everything. Really, just
absolutely.
But I wanted to say,
I wish I had like a way to share a link or whatever. I mean, I don't, and I've come across this footage probably about 4 times since I've been. It just sort of came up. I tried to save it a couple of times. I'm told that I have it saved to my phone now, but I just believe that this piece of footage that it's not me. I didn't take this footage or anything, but it's just a footage that was put out there, and I believe that it's real. I honestly do believe that it's real. It's set in a situation that couldn't have happened any other way. The camera, it looks real. It's not CGI or anything, and it's how it got down on its forelegs and ripped up the ground there running, and it really looks good. And I'll stand by that one. Uh, Plus my own experience, that's beyond the point. But it's just, I think if anybody wants to start with a piece of footage, that piece of footage right there, if you can explain to me what you're looking at and slow it down, blow it up, do whatever you got to do. And if you can explain that to me, that that's a dog or a bear or
Where is this footage?
uh, it was on
YouTube or
yeah, it was on YouTube, and it was this some kind of YouTuber guy there. He was showing weird encounters or whatever, and I seen it pop up over the years a couple of times. It's not a normal piece of footage that you'd see on a Bigfoot. You know, you always see these programs where
sure.
top 20 Bigfoot pictures or whatever, and they suck you in every time. Just to be honest with you, but
Every time.
there's one. It's not the Bigfoot that you think. It's not the tall human-looking face, because the face is guarded. It's got its head down low, and it's almost dog bear cross, and that's why I've done a lot of research into the foot, into the ankle, into the leg, on how that mechanism could work. This doctor, whatever his name is there, uh, whatever his name is, I can't remember, this foot doctor guy, whatever his name is there, Muldrum or whatever his name is.
Oh, Meldrum. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done some really good research on how he feels that the foot actually works because of that mid-tarsal break. And just for my research and for the things that I've seen, uh, either he's bang on, or we all don't understand how they're working. But I have to go in his direction, because that's what he's got his bread and butter. I mean, he's the foot guy, right? And he's telling me how this is possible and how their foot actually moves. And so I combine that with this little piece of footage that I watch every once in a while just to get my juices flowing. And that is bang on. And it's not what you think. It's not the big, huge, hulking guy, all abs ripped up and stuff. They're not all like that. And
Yeah.
and it's a cross, and that's why I think that there's a lot of confusion with bear, and there's a lot of confusion with they call him like a dog man, right? So I think the dog man is it is a Bigfoot, plain and simple. It's might be a little different shape, but it's lighting, it's how you're seeing it. They have when they hang their heads low, their snout could look a little longer. I mean, you're only seeing them for a few seconds, and I would say to anybody that's hunting or looking for them, from my personal experience, they are so fast. Yeah, it's almost a fake. It almost looks like it's fake. It's not real. That can't move that fast. It's impossible.
Well, when you get into, like you said about, and this is probably just a whole other show, and I'm not really going to get into it, but a misidentification as far as a dog man may be a different breed of like you say, a Sasquatch, but then you get into like the legs.
Yeah.
You hear that some have plantigrade, or what is it, digigrade, or some look like dog legs, some look human. It's another show, but
The
It
legs
is, it is
really
another
fit.
show, but it's neat. It's neat that you touched upon that leg that you're talking about, Mug, because that leg, it's this, we're talking about, everybody's talking about the same leg, but it's how the movement of the bone structure, and that's sort of like, I mean, they move fast, man. When they drop down onto all fours, it's like greased lightning. Like it's like if you think that you can, I can go, I can go as fast as I want, or as fast as I humanly possible. I can run as fast as I can. There is no way in hell or high water that I would ever catch them. There is no, by the time you blink, they're 50,
or no way
75
you're
yards
not
away.
running.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not a very fast guy. I'm only 5'7", and like I'm not a super sprinter or anything. But I'm just saying is that you'll never catch them. You'll never catch them in that respect.
Yeah. So Papa Craig was saying how they had a 9-footer. Him and his wife walk right through their camp.
Right by
My
the,
God.
Yeah.
was it 16 and a half?
In the Blue Mountains in Northeast Oregon.
I said this one time, I think it was like last year when I was on, and we talked about this bioluminescence, and that's part of my research, still is ongoing, this bioluminescence, because I feel that they do have that capability, and that's why we're seeing orbs at the same time, and or near, or just after. And I do feel that there is some type of bioluminescence that we're not picking up. And I somebody made a comment when I brought it up the first time, so I never friggin' said anything else after that, because I made a suggestion that maybe Patty wasn't the girl. Maybe there is a bioluminescent sac on the chest that we're not aware of, that he can push out and bring in, and form a beacon or communication or whatever with his kind, or whatever the case may be. And it's sort of in my research, and I do believe that there is some type of illumination that they can do, and it's I mean, we don't know, right? I mean, these are just small things that I'm carrying on gathering, and pushing forward, and
King,
trying to understand that.
King, that's good, because the citizen scientist is important right now, since we can't get the fucking academic fucking community, excuse my language, get the mainstream whatever to help us out. So that's good. The citizen scientist, that sounds like what you are. I think that's a good thing. Sorry, Mo, didn't mean to interrupt you.
And
Thanks,
also,
man, I appreciate that.
also, looking and outside the box, because too many people are stuck inside the box, and it's the people that are doing the stuff that's outside the box in their research that I think they're gonna be the ones that discover or come up with the groundbreaking evidence.
Yeah,
I think
Because
you're
everybody's
absolutely
doing
right.
the same thing over and over and over again, and they're getting the same
It's
results.
beating a dead horse.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the sign that you're going in the wrong direction. If you're feeling every time that you're going to go out, and you're getting the you're going to get a different evidence, you're not. It's you got to try something new. You got to try something new. You can't just go out and bang on trees and do a call, and night vision isn't working, FLIR isn't working. That's not what I'm into. I've tried night vision. I've tried the FLIR. I've tried all of that kind of stuff. This is way before FLIR was popular, and it does not work. You're a beacon. You're a beacon out there, and they see you well in advance.
that's right. That's right. I agree.
With my legs.
The only thing that I can, like, for me, like a pointer, I do lots of hunting, myself, and my story is a little bit weird. I've done lots of hunting myself, and I was picked up by a group of guys, and they've sort of helped me along financially to do some hunting. But I'm not doing any TV shows. I'm not doing. If you look at my channel, I'm barely posting. It's nothing like that. This is something that, I mean, I've seen them. I know that they're there, but it's almost like an addiction. When you do see them, now you want that. So, and it doesn't happen all the time. So you got to think, like Moggs was saying, you got to think outside the box to have that reaction again. What is going to draw them in again? What are the roots? I mean, I just there's so much to that algorithm that it's hard to explain myself. I just know what sort of works for me, and I'm going in that direction and being clean. Like I've mentioned on your channel before, Moggs, being clean and being true to yourself and being clean in your mind, I'll tell you, really works. Really works. You got to be like we were a long time ago. Otherwise, you won't. And sometimes they feel sorry for you, and they might show themselves, or you come across them and they show yourselves. But if you want to see them, that's the only way. And I think it's almost a form of communication that they know. They know, man. I know for a fact. I don't know how many times I've been out there, and they know when I get out of the truck. They know on day two that I'm there, and they just stay away. And I've had some good. I tell you guys this quite a few times. The eyes. I've seen the eyes, like, not at night. I've seen the eyes during the day, and the hair around the eyes, you guys, and just their eyes is just unbelievable. And I can see why a lot of people would get scared of those eyes, because they're what we would call, like humans, when we look at another human and we see them have a dead eye, like you're dead in your eyes, like the black eyes, like a shark eye. When you see that, it scares a lot of people, but
And
that's just the way they look, man. That's it. They look hard, and I think it goes back to what your guest was saying about the spectrums of light, and that's part of my research too. We only see in so many spectrums, and is
Yes.
it possible that they're right there, that we're not even really seeing them? I don't know. I like this skepticism of a lot of people, but on the same token, I know what I see and I know what I've experienced, and if you look at my bank account, it's not because I want to make money off of hunting for Sasquatch. I go because I've seen him, and I just want to see him again. That's it.
And that's a good enough reason. That's it's you're not out to prove it to anybody. Just
Not
yourself.
anymore. I used to be, Moggs. I used to be the guy that stands up and says, "Yeah, they exist, and this is the thing." And I, for 10 years now, I've been over that. I know what I seen. I'll find them.
hey,
I'll get my own satisfaction. And it's like Stevie says, it's that primal fear. Like, once you get that in you, once you've had a taste of that, you're not going to shake it, and you're going to be doing it every time. Every time you're out there, you're going to be wondering, right?
all right, so check this out. I wanted to say something real quick about the kids. You were talking about how their fascination with children, and it crossed my mind. What if it has something to do with, like, how they say, how you kind of were referring to like a childlike wonder, you kind of like need to be like a child. Maybe there's something to do where before when you're a kid, before you become the age of accountability, before you're like, that age of accountability where your mind just is different. Maybe there's something going on there as far as their output and what is going on. Maybe it's just like a pure type
It's innocence.
Yes.
You hit on it perfect, because the biggest and the best experiences that I've had, physical experiences that I've had, are when I was 7, 8, 9, right? Right in there. Those are the prime years. And when you're saying that, for accountability and stuff, and when you're a kid, you don't care you're playing. You don't, you're not doing anything like that. Your mind's not even like that. And
Right.
some of the experiences I've had, my
They-
best ones are when I was a kid.
That's cool.
Oh, that's a good point. And on that note, we are gonna. What are we at? 2 hours and 15 minutes. Damn.
Hey, thank you very much for letting me come on, you guys. I really
Anytime.
appreciate
Thanks
You
for
know
it.
that.
hanging out. Thanks
Dude,
for hanging out.
Check out the
I
Bigfoot King. Check out his channel.
Yeah,
I
you're
just,
great.
I just like talking to you guys, and it keeps me sane. Keeps me
You're
sane.
and
Right
you're good.
Always here.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And we'll
Good night.
talk to you guys soon, okay?
All right. Take
Thank you
care.
very much, man. Guys,
Okay,
Bigfoot
you
King.
too. Have a good night, everybody. Nice to meet everybody.
Good night, Bigfoot King.
Bye, Jim. Bye, Stevie. Bye, Mogs. Thank you so much for being such
Oh,
great.
yeah,
See you
take
all,
care.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Thanks for hanging out.
And there's Mr. Talkative himself. What's up, Jim?
We'll take care of it another day. Other people had more to say. You guys have a good, I guess, Wednesday, and we'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be
Halloween.
here. Halloween.
Right? We got to figure out what to
Get
do.
dressed up and come on.
Yeah. Everybody,
Show your
anybody.
face.
Dress up. Come on. Hang out.
That'll
Actually,
scare
Steve-
enough people.
Stevie went to go
Just
look for
my face.
some makeup, some Halloween makeup at Dollar General. They didn't even have. They were sold
They were
out.
sold out. The girl said about a week ago they sold out.
The Dollar Tree here, I went in to try to find some makeup that might be glow in the dark, and they told me they did not get any makeup, that I would have to go to Walmart.
Oh wow!
Huh.
I hate Walmart.
Yeah.
I did.
I used to like it. No.
I never liked it.
Riley, what's up, man?
My-
Only
The
time I ever
challenge-
liked it was when they were open in the middle of the night and no one was hardly there. It's the only
The
time I liked
challenge at Walmart is to get in and get out as fast as humanly possible.
it. Yeah, but it's not
Uh,
possible. Once you get to the register, you know.
And I have my worst allergic reactions there. I am so allergic to stupidity.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
ignorance, and all the above.
The pharmacy can't help you.
Yeah.
No,
So
won't help you.
catch you guys Thursday.
All right,
All right, brother.
Take care.
Take care, Jim. Thanks. Yeah, it's interesting, how many experiences we don't even know about. He doesn't talk about that Shane has had.
Right.
And as far as skepticism goes, being a skeptic, it can be healthy. Absolutely.
I'm still
I'm
skeptical
a skeptic,
of
but
certain things. I can't.
but not in a negative sense.
No, it's
Not-
a healthy
yeah,
skepticism.
yeah.
For sure.
I'm open-minded, absolutely open-minded, because I've experienced shit that
Well, you wouldn't be
You
here
know.
if you weren't.
I've experienced weird shit.
Yeah.
Gate Smasher says, enjoy your week. I've got to go see if there's a gator in the swamp. Seen a trail
A
earlier.
new gator.
A new gator. Be careful.
I saw a couple trails when we were out on the boat yesterday.
All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. Share it out. If you're new, subscribe.
Leave comments.
Definitely leave comments.
Comments are fun to read.
Again, thank you, everybody that hung out tonight, that came on. Jim, audio,
Bigfoot King.
Bigfoot
Shane.
King, who else? Stats.
Stats, yes.
It's good to see you.
So good to see you.
We'll be back on Halloween this Thursday. Get dressed up.
Dress
Have
up.
some fun.
Come hang out.
Let's get a monster mash going on.
Right?
I don't know what we're doing yet, but we'll figure it out.
Right? We always do.
All right. Excuse me. All right, guys. You have an amazing rest of your night.
Safe.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We love you. Peace and God bless.